Well, we're here talking about your college life. What is your life in college like, and who wants to start with that? Matthew, you want to go first?
Well, I mean, in past years, it's been like me stressing all the time about the upcoming assignment. This semester is kind of different because I spent most of it actually being kind of laid back up till the last 3 or so weeks where I got really stressed over big projects that are due towards the end of the semester.
Are you graduating soon?
Yes,
When?
this semester.
Oh,
wow.
congratulations. So have you been at USF this whole time?
No, I started at HCC and then transferred to USF.
Do you think there will be a big relief after you graduate, or as soon as you're jumping into the job market, it gets bad again?
There'll definitely be a relief when it's all said and done, and then I'll have to look for a full-time job.
Which is scary for everyone, I think, right?
Yeah.
How are you
Yeah.
feeling about that?
Mostly right now, I'm focusing on getting school done. I had it as an intention to try applying for full-time jobs over the semester, but I got really busy. Either that or I'm really lazy at prioritizing other important factors beyond just schoolwork.
Would you guys agree that your experience has been like that
What do you mean?
recently, just being busy all the time, feeling stressed? And
Oh, yeah. I had to sleep for like 4 hours Monday afternoon because I was so
God
tired.
damn.
Yeah. Because I feel like I don't have time to catch up with like rest during the week. And so I have to do it in the weekend. And then when the weekend comes, I still want to do stuff. So during the week I'm working and I'm studying and I'm doing everything, going to class. And then the weekend comes and I'm like, okay, I have to have fun with my friends, and I never say no to anything. Like they're like, let's go to the beach. And I'm like, okay, let's go to the movies. Okay. And then Sunday comes and I have to work and I'm like dead. And so like Monday I was dead. So
if I could sum it up, I think it's just this never-ending process. I feel like this cycle that just keeps going over and over
after
again.
a week, there's another
Yeah,
week.
exactly.
And I don't
It's
like
never
that.
ending.
I would say for me, like being a student athlete too, we just got out of our 20 hours. So you get 8 hours at the beginning of the semester. Basically, they have like 8 hours to kind of do whatever they want with you. And then you get into
What?
20
What
hours.
does that mean?
Like we have like practice, lift, conditioning meetings.
Okay.
But you can only have like required 8 hours a week to do something. So it's like a lot more laid back. But then when we get into 20 hours, it's like lift 3 times a week, 2.5 hour practice every single day, meetings every single day. And we just got to the end of it, so I'm the exact same way. I'm like, okay, when can I sleep next?
Yeah.
Because I feel like I just need a nap all the time. And then, Tuesdays and Thursdays are my really busy day because, like, for example, today we had a meeting this morning, and then we had speed, which, like, we, like, kind of do, like, conditioning, and then we did practice. So I got out at 11:45, but then my coach wanted to meet with, like, the captains. So then I was talking to her till 12:10, but I had class at 12:30 and I still needed a shower. So like I was showering and like I changed and then I like ran to class, and then I have class from 12:30 to 3:15. Yeah, 3:15. So it just gets like so busy, and then by the time I get home I'm like, well, I want to watch a show, but I want to talk to my friends, and then I want to eat,
And
there's
then
like
I want to
something.
sleep, but
Yeah.
there's always something. How do you like? I'm so fascinated by like student athletes because I can barely like do things as it is, and I don't work out. I don't do anything. I just like hang out when I don't have anything to do. How do you like? How is it like for you? What is it like for you?
I would say, I mean, we're definitely busy, but it's funny because like for like what you're kind of alluding to, you couldn't really imagine being a student athlete, but I couldn't imagine like not having like my sport, if that makes sense. And like it really keeps me busy, and I'm someone that like likes to be really busy and have a schedule, because if I didn't, then I really like wouldn't know what to do with my time. I feel like I wouldn't prioritize things because I would be like, oh, I have so much like time, but like in reality, everyone's like so busy. But I would say what I do in my free time, I sleep. Like for 20 hours, I literally did not have any free time at all. I didn't go out with my friends or anything.
Oh my God.
Like, but also at the same time, it's like your team are your best friends. So you are always like constantly with them. And like, I live with girls that are on my team. So I'm constantly with them doing stuff. And then, I mean, I give like lessons to girls for lacrosse. So like that keeps me busy. But yeah, I would say like,
And like I like what you said about the like not being able to imagine what you would do without the sport because it's like it's even though it takes some time off your like rest time, it's the thing that you like doing, so it like fuels you kind
yeah,
of, right?
definitely.
Yeah, I like that. It's a good thing to have
Yeah.
because I just go to class and then come back and I'm like, what now?
Do you have any hobbies?
I like sure. I journal a lot. I've been journaling a lot, and I'm in the USF filmmaking society.
Oh, cool.
And we're currently making something, but that makes me more anxious than it makes me relaxed because it's
more
like
work adding on to it sometimes.
Yeah, and it's like it's good work because it's something that I want to do for my life. But it's still like very nerve-wracking because like I'm making something and I'm like, what if it's not good? What if it's and I want it to be good, so it's like a lot of brain power. Sometimes I don't know, I need to look for stuff to do that doesn't involve work. I think. What do you do?
So I have like 3 different clubs that I'm involved in on
Wow.
campus. And so, and the thing is I joined them all at the beginning of like my freshman year because, you know, you need to make friends, you know, find
yeah.
like-minded people. And so that's kind of where a lot of my free time goes to. But yeah, I've gotten to the point where it does feel like work a lot now. It's not just enjoyable, especially when you take on like leadership positions in the club. You know, it's like another like part-time job or whatever you're taking on top of your regular class schedule. So I would say that. I also am a commuter student, so I feel like a lot of my time is driving. So I'm pretty much driving wherever I need to go.
Do you listen to music a lot or podcasts or anything when you're driving?
Yes, typically I will listen to pretty much the same music. I don't really like have specific like playlists that is like, oh, okay, this is, you know, when I'm happy or whatever. I just
My
have my
driving
liked songs.
playlist.
Yeah, exactly. So I listen to the same stuff pretty much over and over again. I'm not a huge podcast person, actually. I wish I was. I wish I was, but maybe I just haven't found the right one. So maybe that's my issue. But yeah, that's why I'm glad that we did talk about this because I am in the same boat as all of you where we all just feel constantly busy and I live my life by my Google Calendar. If it ever goes down, I would be done for. So
Yeah.
it's now more than ever, I think it's important to prioritize having free time, finding, you know, outlets that you can relax in, you know.
And what gets me is that we're like 20, like something. Most of us are like 19, 20, 21. And like some people are like older. But even then, like sometimes I get super psyched over what I have to do and work and everything. But I'm like, I'm also just a baby sometimes. Like I need to like get out and do things that are just like not exactly productive and are like, I don't know, like take a walk and touch some grass. You know,
And this is at the beginning, I feel like it's going to get harder, you know, once we're, you know, if we get married, if we have kids, once we're in the workforce, like it's only going to get harder. But I think there's so much joy that comes from that too. So
I'm 24 for the record.
Yeah, I mean, that's still very young. I think that up until, like, I don't know, I think that we're put in places to make decisions too young. Like, you're supposed to figure out what you want to do when you're 18, and then it's completely different 2 years later. Like, I think for me, that's what happened. Like, I got into college thinking I was going to do something, and then now I have a completely different idea of not specifically what I want to do for my job, but as about my life, like what I want my life to be and who I want to be. So it's like really, it's really strange to like have all of these things like works, like school and everything. And also on top of that, having to deal with the decisions that you made when you were 18 and like keep making decisions that are going to influence your life in the future. You know what I mean?
Yeah. And I feel like we're like surrounded by so many just different people that like when you grow up, you're kind of in this bubble. I don't know if that's how you guys felt, but you know, the people that you know and grow up with, and you kind of like see where you're comfortable in. And then you go to college and there's so many different people. And I don't know, like there's been some times where I've taken a class, like I'm a very optimistic person and like I dream really big and I 100% believe that I can accomplish any dream that like I set my mind to. But then like getting here and then you kind of see like the flip side of that too, where some people just don't believe that.
Yeah.
And they're kind of like go like a different route, which no hate to them because that's just everyone has their own life path that they want to take. But I do think it's interesting to just kind of like learn from the people around you too, especially in college. Do you guys like know what you want to get into after school?
I was gonna ask the same question.
I unfortunately don't, mainly because I don't know. I've been getting my degree in mass communications. 'Cause I wanted to go into journalism when I get out, but then I did the Oracle when I started. Well, I guess I did opinion articles for them because initially I thought maybe I could be, since I like film and I like to talk about film, I thought I could be a film critic. But from what I've heard, a lot of publications aren't really aren't hiring film critics anymore. So I was like, maybe I could do something else. So I started writing opinion articles for the Oracle, but I found balancing them with classes to be very time consuming. And oftentimes it's like they would ask me to pitch something, and as someone who doesn't always keep up with the news, it was exhausting having to keep up with the news, especially when I would often write I guess it's my issue that I would often write about political stories because I find current politics interesting. And, with a lot of the stuff going on in Florida, it often left me kind of depressed, honestly, a lot of what was going on. And so the more and more time it went on, I just didn't want to do journalism. So I'm trying to think of something I would like to do. I've wondered if maybe I could be like an assistant of some kind, maybe like a scheduler to someone. This is in part thanks to an internship I did over the summer. But yeah.
Are you pretty comfortable with media? Would you be interested in being kind of a content creator as a hobby and see if that goes anywhere?
I think the thing for me is that I think by and large, I just remember back when I was a kid, I saw a video of someone, I guess, old man yelling at cloud or whatever, someone saying that they don't use social media because they don't feel the need to post about the current thing they're having for breakfast or whatever. And I guess I kind of stuck to that philosophy. But I also think having lived like that, it's like I kind of like not. I mentioned I have my Letterboxd account, which is for film watching, but I kind of like having not too big of a platform.
Okay,
I
I get what you
guess, and because I think it allows me to have more of a private life. And
It's a lot of
whatnot.
pressure and exposure nowadays to work in media, so I totally get that.
I guess in a way I guess because of these things I've boxed myself into what I can or cannot do going forward. But I still want to look for a career path that fulfills me in some form, even if I'm not making the most amount of money and whatnot. I want to discover myself going forward.
Yeah, I think that's really important. We were talking about this in our leadership class, but growing up now, I feel like I'm very grateful because I've been in a family where my parents have encouraged us to pursue our passions. And for example, my sister's an artist, and sometimes that can be hard to really make an incoming, especially. Did I use it? Incoming.
Profit.
An income. Yeah, and I think it's really empowering to see her kind of live out her dreams and make it work for herself. But I also do think that we kind of are growing up right now where it's no, you shouldn't be happy at your job. You should just want to make a lot of money. But I think it's really important that you are happy. And so I think that even though at the Oracle you didn't really like it, I think that's a good thing that you got to experience that because now you don't want to go into that. And I never really thought about the side where you were talking about how you were writing on these stories about politics in Florida and it really just made you depressed. And I think that's important to kind of figure out that too, like have those experiences that show you, no, I don't want to go into that. And then also for you to stand your ground and be able to say, no, I don't want to go into this anymore. Even though it might make good money for me, it's not going to be the best for my life. So
I think that's what college is for, like, really, because we're here, like, kind of, like, playing with different things. I was also at the Oracle, and I stayed there for, like, a year and a half. And I thought, like, when I got into college, I was like, I thought this was what I wanted. I was like, I want to write. And I wrote for news, and it was depressing, and it was a lot of work, and it was something that wasn't bringing me. I still love writing. Like, writing is still one of my top things that I want to keep doing for the rest of my life. But that style of writing. And then I remember talking to my mom, and I was thinking of leaving because it gave me so much experience. Like, I learned how to interview. I learned how to, like, call people asking for information. I learned everything that I know about, like, getting the basis of a story from the Oracle. But I didn't want to do it anymore. And I called my mom, and she was like, this is the time where you can just leave it. You can just let it go, and you can start something else. Like, you can try something else. Even if you don't think that the next thing is going to be what you want to do, you just try something else and maybe see what surprises you. Because I think our generation has this, like, obsession with identity and attaching themselves to an identity that comes from what we like and what we want to do. And I feel like that's not true in real life. Like, that's not what it should be. Like, we can do what we want and what we like, and that can be a part of us, but it's not all of it. So if it's making you depressed, or if it hurts a little bit too much, I think it's, like, not worth it. And I think that college is the time to, like,
figure that out.
assess what is worth suffering for, kind of, because work is work, you know? So we have to be mindful of that.
If you all could, I guess, summarize the things that we've talked about and wrap it up into kind of like one statement of maybe a piece of advice you'd want to give to yourself, you know, maybe either, you know, before you would end, something you wish you knew before coming into college, what would you say that would be?
That's a good one. I have no idea. I would say, like, something along the lines of don't be afraid to fail, because I don't know if it was Bob Ross. Maybe I watch a lot of Bob Ross to fall asleep to because it relaxes me. But I think it was Bob Ross that said, like, as long as you're learning, you're not failing. And I think that that's really important. Like, if you do everything for the sake of experience and the sake of learning, you're never going to fail. Like, even if you do fail. So,
Yeah, I created an online mentorship community basically where I help empower the next generation of young female athletes, because I have found that to be my passion, which I'm very grateful for finding it kind of throughout college and whatnot. But I write blog posts on my website, and then I kind of like put them on my mentorship community too, like little snippets so people can go to the blog post. But basically talking about embracing failure. And do you guys know what Dyson is?
is that the hair thing? Oh
And
my
like
God,
the
yeah.
vacuum.
okay.
Yeah, so like everyone's using Dyson now, but he had over 5,000 failed prototypes. And like, imagine what he would have done if he quit or gave up when he kept on failing, but he kept on going. And now he's a billionaire that made arguably the best vacuum system in America. And I think it just proves that if you like really believe in yourself and you commit to the process of like doing the little things daily and not be afraid to fail, I think that you can accomplish like what you want in life.
Yeah.
Matthew, how about you?
I don't know. Work smarter, not harder.
That is true.
That was
that.
perfect.
Quality
summarizing
over
it.
quantity.
Yeah. Sometimes, let's just say sometimes I've done essays where I'll like go beyond the word limit because I feel like I couldn't make a great point otherwise. Sometimes you need to know your limits, otherwise you'll just overwork and exhaust yourself.
That is true.
I think for me, I would say take as many opportunities as possible, try new things, find, the Oracle. You think you like it at first and then you find out it's not for you, because you're right. This is the time where you can make mistakes and you can try something. You can move to a different, college, find out, okay, this isn't really the best place for me and I want to go somewhere else. So yeah, I would say try as many things as possible, take as many opportunities as possible, even if it seems a lot of work now, I'm sure it'll pay off in the end. So I'm glad we were able to talk about this. This was a
Yeah.
good conversation. Hopefully we
It
can
was
do
very
it again
enlightening.
sometime.
Like I feel like we're all feeling like we feel very separated from other people. At least I do because of like social media and stuff and nobody really talks anymore. But like we're all just feeling the same things in different ways. So it's nice to talk to people who get it. Yeah.